Again, so hello everyone who is just joining the webinar today. So my name is Dana. I'm with NLC Development. I'll be hosting the webinar for you today on, so I have the webinar prepared as two sections. So the first section will go over what do's and don'ts and what to watch out for if you're considering buying pre-construction homes. And the second portion of the webinar will go over some of our current project in Windsor, and I will allow a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. I do like to keep my sessions interactive. So if you have any questions during my presentation, during the webinar, I'll leave the chat box open. So you can just type in and just let me know if you have a question. Let's see if I'm going over anything. They just want to know a bit more, then you're welcome to just, ask questions. I'll find a way to address them when I can. Perfect. So let's get started. For those who join a little later, this session will be recorded, so you can go back and review the details of the presentation. So a little bit about ourselves. So I'm with NLC Development, and we have been a developer and builder, and we take a very niche approach in the development. So we've been focusing on Southwestern Ontario market, where we think there's a tremendous amount of opportunities when it comes to bringing a kind of modern contemporary communities and at affordable price points. So we've been focusing in the Southwestern Ontario market, especially in the Windsor and the surrounding market. And we've seen a lot of growth in, especially in the past 10 years. And I'll go over a bit more of that in the second part of the presentation. I know some of the audience that kind of reach out to me beforehand, they want to know a bit more about pre-construction. So before I dive into the projects, I'll share a little bit about pre-construction homes. Here we go. So if you're looking for new homes in the market, you have three options. You can go and get a pre-construction home, and you can go to a builder's office, and sometimes they will have these homes called quick closing, or sometimes referred to as inventory homes. Or the third option is you can go to the market and purchase a resale home. So for the ease of understanding the three different type of homes you can get, I compiled a kind of a table for you just to go over the different key aspect of these homes. So there are a couple of main differences when it comes to pre-construction versus resale homes. So I'll go over the pre-construction homes first. The main difference is these homes we build from the ground up, brand new for you. So the typical closing timeline is about 10 to 12 months. We do see homes that could close a little bit later, even a year and a half, or 2 years, depending on where the developer are with the project. But at least you need at least 10 to 12 months to build these homes. And the beauty of building a brand new homes is you can customize all the details. And when I say all the details, you can literally customize from the exterior home. So what kind of brick you like, what kind of finishes, stucco, your roofing color, your siding color, to the interior of your home, such as your tiles, floors, kitchen cabinets, countertop, paint color. So all of that. And on top of that, you can also customize if you need some of the layouts. We work with a lot of home buyers where they have very unique needs when it comes to the configuration of their space. Let's say some people want their kitchen to face certain direction, or they want their bathrooms or bedroom to face in a certain direction. So we can work with those to incorporate our floor plan into something that you need for your home, which is, I think, very important for a lot of family when you have kind of more custom or special needs. Another thing that's very unique about pre-construction home is the deposit and timeline, because it takes about 10 to 12 months to build these homes. So your deposits are usually collected over a period of time. And usually what we see is about 4 to 6 months for roughly about 10% deposit for low rise and maybe about 15 to 20% for kind of more of a mid-rise condo development collected over a period of 1 or 2 years. And then the last thing, which is very, very important when it comes to home purchase, is your mortgage. So you would have the benefit of pre-construction homes is you will have a long period of time to shop for a mortgage that will fit with your needs. So typically, I recommend my client to start shopping for mortgage at least 3 months before closing, but you could shop for mortgages in advance, and especially in an environment like what we're going through today, where interest rates are coming down. The difference between 6 months could be a matter of 0.5 or even 1 or 2% difference, which when you think about home purchase, right, it translates into a fairly substantial saving. So I always, and that's kind of a huge benefit when it comes to pre-construction homes. You can shop for a great interest rate and lock that down before you're closing. Um, I'll briefly go over the quick closing homes. Not all builders have this, but we're seeing because there's some inventory in the market, you'll probably see quite a lot of that. If you're shopping for new homes. And for quick closing homes, usually homes already under construction, so probably already have the frames, drywalls, some of the structure already been built. So usually these take about 3 to 6 months to complete, and then you still have a chance to customize interior finishes, but these will be somewhat of a limited customization. So typically for us, when we go to do quick closing homes or inventory homes, we will at least want the homeowner to have a choice on something that, kind of a bigger fit and finishes, such as flooring, tiles, countertops. So at least we try to, give you that option. And then your deposit timeline is also a little bit more flexible because they're closing 3 to 6 months. So you can, basically pay your 5 to 10% deposit over that period of time. And your mortgage approval, usually we recommend to have that ready within 1 or 2 months before closing. So you have somewhat of flexibility when it comes to quick closing or inventory home from the builder, but not as much of a customization. So if you're looking for something like a very specific layout, or if you're looking for something kind of you want to highly customize to your family need, or you want a very magazine look-alike kind of a modern home, then going through complete pre-construction, brand new from the ground up, is probably your best bet. And then the third option, a lot of you probably familiar with, is resale homes. So typically these are homes you go into the market and you can, usually it's a fairly quick closing time, so 2 to 3 months. The downside of these homes is, a lot of these already been built, or, there's been, 5 or 10 years old. So if you wanted to change anything, you can't really customize that, and you need to close the home and basically come up with additional cash to do renovation if you need. Versus when you buy pre-construction homes, you can customize all the details, and the cost of these customization, like if you do an 80% loan to value mortgage, like it will go to your mortgage. So it would kind of makes your cash flow a lot easier if you wanted to customize or renovate versus buying a resale home. And then typically in terms of deposit and mortgage approval, again, is about 5-10%. And then you have to make sure you get your mortgage approval usually as quickly as you can. Very often when you go to pre-sale home, most agent will recommend that you get mortgage pre-approval. So because once you get into that contract agreement, you kind of have a much tighter timeline comparing to, let's say, when you go pre-construction or quick closing home, that you have a much longer timeline and you work with the builder directly to help you out. So just to quickly summarize, some of the benefit I mentioned in pre-construction home versus resale is you can fully customize your homes. All the upgrade costs goes into your mortgage, which is kind of a cash flow saving for you. Also, another point is your new homes covered under interior warranty. So these will be 7 year structure warranty, and you also have 1 year of fit and finishes and 2 years for your HVAC, plumbing, and duct work. So you're pretty much, if there's any issues, you can just reach out to the builder, whether you purchase from us or another builder, and those will get taken care of under your warranty, which is a huge just kind of a peace of mind for you. And then another good thing about pre-construction is if you have a home to sell, you can sell it at a flexible timeline because you do have that 10 to 12 month period for the new homes to be built. So you can choose a kind of a good time when the market is to your advantage to sell these homes. And a lot of time, the difference between a spring market versus a fall market could come out to, a few, tens of thousands of, difference in price point. So, we want to make sure that you would take advantage of the better pricing, especially when interest rates are going down. We anticipate kind of the home price probably to inch up a little bit for the spring and fall, the spring and summer market. You also have an extended period to save up for your down payment, and you can, like I mentioned, you can also lock in a good interest rate while you're purchasing a home. And the last point is especially applicable in this environment when interest rates are coming down, when homes will become more affordable in the sense that people can bear a lower interest rate, that you might likely to enjoy a price appreciation in your home by the end of that 10, 12-month period if interest rate cuts, are cutting significantly, which seems to be a possible case going forward. So those are just a quick summarize over the benefit of pre-construction homes. I'll go over a few things in terms of do's and don'ts that I see over the years and then what will really help you benefit, when you're negotiating a pre-construction homes. So first of all, I recommend you to go check out the sales center, check out the model home, because there's a chance you can see the finishes, see the upgrades in person before you make a decision, and also understand your deposit structure, understand what are the payments are coming up and how those will be paid. And thirdly, just review your floor plan and specifications so you understand, the layout, the sizes. I know sometimes a little hard to just read from the floor plan, but do try to, if you want to get a sense of the space, you can try to bring up a measurement tape, try to understand, this is the space I'm looking for, or even let's say they might have a model home that you're looking to build the exact same model. So go and do a walkthrough so you kind of have a sense of what the layout feels like when you kind of in that immersive experience. Also very important, I would say check the closing costs because on top of the purchase price, there will be additional costs depending on where you are. If you are in Toronto, then you'll be subject to double land transfer. If you're outside of Toronto but in Ontario, then you're subject to single land transfer costs. There's also could be your legal fees. There could be some additional closing costs. So make sure you kind of go through that and understand and budget for these closing costs. And then I also recommend to, have a real estate lawyer to review your agreement. Most of the times, I think in this environment, you can go to a builder and you can ask for a conditional period. Usually when we do our agreement, we offer a 5 business day conditional period when you can have your legal review, you can get your financing review. So take advantage of this period and bring your contract to a lawyer to have them to take a look for you, just to make sure, they kind of protect your interests. And lastly, I always ask for incentives. And in this environment, there are quite a lot of options in terms of new homes, and definitely ask for incentives. Builder, you often have promotional packages like decor upgrades, appliances packages, or even cashback. So ask for those incentives. And then we do also, for our current project, we do have some really great incentives, which I will share with you at the end of the presentation. Just to quickly go over some of the don'ts, it just, in my opinion, best to avoid them is, don't skip reading the contract. I usually, when I work with my client, I usually go over the contract with my client, but obviously I also, on top of that, I recommend you talk to a lawyer, just have a lawyer review your contract as well so you understand, what are the things in there. Because usually these are fairly thick document, probably about 30 pages. And then you also have additional carry-on addenda, which covers your rights for your warranty. So it's quite a large document that I'll go over with my clients, but also I recommend you just kind of go through it so you understand the details. The second thing, which I've been emphasizing, you probably noticed throughout the presentation, is to kind of start looking into your mortgages early. Even let's say if you're not looking to purchase right away, if you want to just have some ideas about mortgages, you're always welcome to reach out to me. We have reps that we work directly with the big five banks, credit unions, as well as different mortgage lender. That at least I can, share some contact with you, share some insights in terms of where the rates are going, what kind of terms they're offering right now. So you can kind of start shopping for your mortgage early, and so you can get a good rate and get a good deal. So I think it's fairly important. And then the third is, don't worry too much about upgrades. Typically, what builder offer, the standard features that what we offer is really excellent. And in terms of upgrade, you can always talk to the sales rep to choose something to fit your budget. One thing I always recommend my client when it comes to upgrade is that if you have a limited budget, which we all do, think about upgrades in the things that it's harder to do later, so easier to get the builder to do it today. For example, let's say adding a great entrance to the basement, adding large basement windows, or having some of the structure changes. So those are harder to do later on. It's easier to get the builder to get it done for you, when we're building it. But let's say for upgrades such as backsplash, or let's say even, let's say you have some client to go for carpet floor and you go to a hardwood floor in a future date, those are relatively um, on the easier scale when it comes to kind of like having a contractor renovator to replace those for you. So if you those are something you can get those finished, get those done later on. A question about upgrades that come up often is basement. Like, do I finish my basement with the builder versus, do I finish it later on? So here's my take. I'm not really standing on the builder side. I'm kind of more thinking for my clients that you can get because usually typically when builder do these basement upgrade, it could cost a bit more than if you get just a general contractor to do it later on. So I would say you can get the builder to finish the important structure, like your entrance to basement, your rough-in for your the washrooms, or even the outlet for your future basement, like a stove. So have those rough-ins, important structure items done, and then you can finish your basement in a future date when often sometimes your home appreciate. You can take a home equity line out and finish your basement, or even have a contractor finish it later. So there's different ways you can work around for your upgrades to get the price point you like, and also get the finishes you like. And then the other thing is in terms of delay, don't panic about delay. Sometimes builder do delays depending on the situation, but they will notify you in advance. And typically, TIRA requires builder to notify you 3 months in advance. So you will have plenty of time if you're looking to sell your home, if you're looking to move, you have plenty of time to prepare for it. And lastly, always ask questions. So if you have any questions about incentives, about timeline, just ask lots of questions and make sure you clarify those. So those are, a quick section about pre-construction. I don't see any questions, so I'm just gonna assume there's no questions. Otherwise, feel free to type it in the chat box there, and I'll just quickly go over some more projects that we currently have. So before I talk about our project, I just want to quickly talk a little bit about Windsor, because Windsor's on the news a lot lately. So we've been building in Windsor for the past 10 years. And I think Windsor is probably one of the best comeback story of all time. It went from a more like a single industry focus, very automotive single industry focused town. And over the past 15, 20 years, it kind of transformed into a much diverse economy, into you would see a much diverse economic region that would still have very strong manufacture as background, but you also have logistics, you have a very strong tourism industry. Agriculture is developing very well in the area, very strong education. We have University of Windsor and St. Clair College. And also recently, it's been at the heart of EV production, where the province of Ontario have I think, a provincial-wide plan for electrification and clean energy. And Windsor has been really good at attracting a lot of good investment from from multinationals, from the provincial government, which I will go over in the next slide. So Windsor has been growing quite a lot, at least what we noticed in the past 10 years, and we love this kind of a comeback story. So let's talk a little bit about what kind of investment we see in Windsor, because I do think, I think in the height of all the tariff discussion, I think what people probably didn't notice is over the past 5 years, past 5, 10 years, Windsor has been growing tremendously. So a big investment recently is the $6 billion Nexstar EV battery plant. So it's actually a joint venture between Stellantis and LG Battery. So I think last time I talked to someone from the plant already been almost completed and they're scheduled to start production either this summer or early fall. And they are currently in a very big campaign for hiring. So if you're looking for a job, if you want to, if you're an engineer, you wanted to, relocate to the area, they're looking to hire about 2,500 employee to the plant. It's a massive 130-acre plant to build battery pack and kind of part of the green initiative of Ontario. So huge investment, huge employment opportunity, which brings a lot of population to the region. Another big investment is Gordie Howe International Crossing Bridge. This is a federal investment, about 6.4 billion. The bridge has already been completed, and my understanding is it will be start in, I guess, it'll come in usage this summer, which will bring a third crossing in Windsor. There's also a big new investment as the new regional hospital in Windsor. St. Clair College had an expansion plan. I'm not sure where that plan is right now, but I think at least based on my understanding over long term, St. Clair College and also University of Windsor is looking to set a strong footing in the region. University of Windsor did had a new student resident construction. That's expansion, I believe, was probably set for completion this summer. So we'll see if they're probably going to looking to bring in a lot more domestic student, given the new policy, but nonetheless, expanding their student base. We also have Amazon Fulfillment Center. That was investment actually right across from a Central Park Windsor project, and expansion for the regional mall of Devonshire Mall, rapid transit and Highway 3 investment. This is done by the provincial government, as well as trails, parks, and community improvement plan. So with all of these investment, we're seeing population growth at about 4%. So this data is from December of 2024. Things might be a little different since the tariff kind of a news, but at least kind of what we've noticed based on the steady kind of like past flow of population, it's been growing about 4%, which is higher than provincial growth, which is about 3.5%. So translated to number is about 16,000 new residents per year coming to Windsor. So I want to talk a little bit about our Central Park Windsor project. So this project is located in the heart of Windsor. It's really hard to come by a development site where you have kind of a large enough that kind of also inside the city where you have all the amenities around you. So we're very happy when we saw this site. We're happy to kind of building in this community there. So this is where Central Park is located. It's very close to the expressway, so you just can take Central and go up the expressway, and that will bring you to the new crossing bridge. So my apology, this map was a little dated from a few years ago. The crossing bridges that have already been completed. You're also very, short drive away from University of Windsor, City Hall, Aquatic Center, Waterfront Trail. You're also walking distance to a state-of-the-art facility called Central Park Athletics, where they have indoor soccer field, skating rink, baseball training, really great for kids. And then right across from us, also you have Central Park Business Park. Amazon's located in there. A lot of the big businesses in there, so you never have to worry about your Amazon package being delayed because they're just across from you. And then we're also about 10-minute drive away from the new battery plant that's currently under construction. So for those that thinking about relocating to Windsor, or even as an investor that you're thinking about investing and rent out the homes, Central Park Windsor is a great option. We do have quite a lot of the engineers and executive working in the battery plant choose to rent in that community for that convenience and proximity to the plant. And you're also, about like 10 minutes away from Devonshire Mall and the airport. And also, I'm sure once the trade war is, kind of come to an end, then, we're probably going to see a lot more interaction between Windsor and Detroit. And you were just a short drive away, 15-minute drive away from Detroit in terms of, accessing the kind of the amenities in Detroit airports, their downtown. There's, that's also kind of a major metropolitan city next to you. Yes, I see a question from Diamond. Oh, yes. So the 6 billion bridge, so it's part of the East Road Expressway extension. So yes, it's part of the extension. And then over here, so kind of extend into this region, and this region becomes the Gordie Howe International Bridge. So yes, so you were gonna take the expressway, and I think part of it they also realigned 401 in a way so you can both 401 and the expressway will connect you to the bridge. So it's very convenient. Yes. So that's correct. Good question, Simon. So going forward, so it's as you can see, this is a very central location, super, super convenient. And now you're pretty much 15 minutes away from all the amenities you need, aquatic center, university, crossing bridge, the US, art gallery, waterfront trail, parks, shops, grocery, restaurants, you name it. It's a great place to live. And just to kind of go over a little bit about currently where we are with the community. So community, we already have built and sold some of the homes. So you're not moving in into, just yourself and there's no neighbor. You're just starting to see the community take shape. We still have some of the bigger lots available and options. And then we have some on this various street there. So you can reach out to me if you're interested, want to learn more about the different lotting and the different kind of home design. I'll share a little bit in terms of our design concept here in this community. So all of these homes are 2-story, all brick exterior that we designed this with a very kind of a modern contemporary look. That you would notice we have different elevation. Elevation B is all brick and elevation C is contemporary. And elevation A, usually it's the classic kind of a brick and stone classic look. So I'll quickly share a little bit. So the Soho model has been a very popular model, and we're sold out at one point. I'm very happy that we can bring this model back and we can put these on our 50-foot lots, which is fantastic because now you have a kind of a nice white lot and you also have a beautiful home there. So these are 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and these are starting in the mid-900s. Again, like working with us, if you're interested, you can customize all the details of your home, and the homes itself already come with premium finishes, 12 by 24 porcelain tile, wide engineering hardwood floors, premium cabinets. So it's a really great home to have. Okay, so I have a question in terms of a side entry there. So the question is, typically, how much does it cost to add a side entrance? That's a great question from AO. So side entrance, usually it will cost roughly around 20,000 for the side entrance. So usually the way we do our side entrance is we will pour the steps. This will be concrete steps. Stepping down, you'll have a full-size door with like a half panel glass panel for your door. And also you will have the option to increase your window size as well, because typically I find if you think about a great entrance, you might think about a future rental, which is a great idea, by the way. And then you can also have a larger window in your basement just to bring more lights and make that basement unit a lot more attractive, whether for in-laws or for as a rental. So yeah, that's a great question. You're welcome, AO. So going forward, I just want to quickly share our 2 other design. Astoria model is a new model that we released last year. So this is also a 4-bedroom home, 2.5 bath, very modern, contemporary look. I love the large window. kind of that just very bright, very spacious, and it's a very open concept. So this home kind of have an L-shaped kitchen and also with a pantry. So lots of your small appliances, you can just like tuck them away in the pantry and just kind of keep your kitchen counter very, very organized and very clean. And it's 4 bedroom on the second floor. You do have the option to, it's currently a 2 bathroom, but you have the option if you want to increase another bathroom. Um, it's a great question in terms of from AO, what's the cost of each model? So I have the cost on the bottom of this page here, and I can also send the price list after this presentation. So for this one, Astoria, it's a 4 bedroom home, two-car garage, 2,100 square feet, which is great family size. And it's sitting on a 50-foot lot, which is nice and wide. And this is priced at 985, 990. And what we include in this price, which I'll go over in details for the incentive details, is you also get decor dollars. You will get additional $10,000 decor dollars you can apply to upgrade different parts of your home or modify the home there. You're welcome, Ayo. All right, so the next design is it's also one of our customers' favorite, our clients' favorite is our Chelsea model. So this is a slightly bigger home, 2,700 square feet, 4 bedroom. It comes with 3.5 bath. A lot of people like that Jack and Jill design. So in home of this size, and so you get your own individual garages, and you get a very kind of a very very spacious main floor. You have a combined living dining room and another family room at the back of your home. So lots of space for your family. We could also customize an option if you wanted to have the floor plan flip, or if you wanted to make any changes, we can also customize the details on this floor plan for you. I just want to quickly share the interior designs. One thing you notice is a lot of our model homes, you have like these designer lightings. We have these cabinet features. So if you want us to build these kind of cabinets or build that extra trim detail design for you, you can let us know. We can do that for you. For lighting, like if you have a certain type of lights that you like, you can also order that to the home and we can install your lighting for you free of charge, as long as it's not a very complicated chandelier. So like we like to offer a lot of services to our clients and we want to really make this a personalized home purchase experience for you. So quickly over the incentives, I'll go over the incentive quickly. So the incentives for different community varies, but I'll just highlight the Central Park Windsor. So you get 9-foot ceilings, you get engineering hardwood floor, also porcelain 12 by 24 porcelain tiles for all the tile area, glass shower enclosure, freestanding tub, air conditioning, and also a $10,000 deco upgrades for Soho Astoria model and a 20,000 20,000 deco upgrades for Tribeca and Chelsea model. For those of you that attended the webinar today, we do have an addition incentives that I'll share at the end of the presentation with you. So those will be on top of what you offer, because you attended the webinar, you will get additional incentive and special offer from us. So, and I'll just quickly share about our other two project, which is Queens Valley Estate and Beveline Town. So Queens Valley Estate is located in Kingsville. So Kingsville is roughly about, I would say, half an hour drive from Windsor, as you can see on the amenity map there. So Kingsville itself is it's kind of a boutique town. So it's one of those towns that you would know your neighbors, you say hi. It's a very great culture. People are very, very welcoming, and from the site, you're kind of at the benefit of two township. So you can drive to Kingsville, where you can enjoy a lot of the local cafe, restaurants, winery, and then you can also drive 10 minutes to Leamington on the right side. And this is where you have a lot of the big box store like Walmart, Canadian Tire, Food Basics, all the banks are there. So like a lot of the clients in this community really enjoy that benefit of both worlds. And of course, you can always, if you need to, go to Windsor, you can also always access Windsor. You can drive half an hour to, let's say to the regional mall, Devonshire. You can drive to Windsor Airport, or even go through Crossing Bridge and go to Detroit and go to US. So it's a fairly convenient location for anybody that's looking for space. Because what we offer in this community is we offer like large lots that are 65 foot by 130 deep. So these are, lots of outdoor space. And we also offer home design that are two-story or bungalow ranch style. If you're looking to downsize, though, it's a great option. You can have everything on one floor in a bungalow ranch style homes. And that's, at kind of in an 800,000 range, which is pretty much a price of if you're coming from GTA, pretty much a price of a townhomes there. So really great value. If you're looking for space, if you're looking for a great quality build, and you like that smaller town environment, Queens Valley is a great place to be. I do have a short video that I can share with you. Here, I can quickly go over some of the amenities. Just give me 1 second. So while we're watching the video, we do get a question from AO. I love the questions. Keep them coming. What are the closing dates for Queens Valley Estate? So for closing dates, so we have we're kind of a flexible closing dates. So if you're looking for something early, we can have them ready in about 10 to 12 months. So end of this year, we can have the earliest time end of this year to have those homes ready. And then the next batch, I think those will come in spring of 2026, spring, summer of 2026, depending on what closing date you're looking for. You're definitely welcome to reach out to me as well after the presentation, and we can go over in terms of in a bit more details in terms of like we can work with you on your closing date if you're looking for something in 2026. But those are great questions. Keep them coming. So let's look into a little bit more in the Queens Valley Estate. I'll just share a little bit. So this community, we already completed the phase one of this community. So right now, we have one inventory home available, the last one in phase one, and then we have homes that are building along Sunita Avenue as part of the phase two home. So if you're looking, for like what you mentioned about AO, like looking for like 2026 closing, I think likely you're looking at our phase two homes along Sunita Avenue. So as you can see, all of these lots are fairly big, 65 by 130. We also have some of the lots, if you like, back onto the stormwater, the pond as well. So these are also around 60 to 65 to 130. So a variety of options that we can offer if you're looking to build your own whether two-story or ranch home. So just to quickly share some of the model design here. So this is our the Victoria model. We have one under construction that you can come by and take a look. If you're just gonna get a sense of the space and walk through. I think we're finishing the floors and tiles soon. So you get a kind of a complete look very soon. Um, yes, I have a question coming from AO. Does an inventory home or any home include AC and appliances? That's a very good question. So yes, all of our home includes AC. The appliances are usually something separate. The home buyers purchase separately. But since you mentioned the appliances, I will share with you. So since you attended the webinar, so we are giving out 5 PS appliances by Samsung for free as part of our webinar special offer to you, which I'll share at the end of it. So in that sense, yes, if you attended the webinar, if you're looking to purchase, the homes in the next 2 weeks, then yes, appliances are included for you. Great question. So here we go. So the bungalow style, this is one of our bungalow Victoria model. And we also have two-story detached home. This is a Berkeley model. It's a 5-bedroom and 2.5. We can also build it as a 3.5 bath home, which is we do have this home as a model home. So you're going to come by and take a look and just do a walkthrough, get a sense of how it feels like. You're welcome to book an appointment with me. Again, just quickly go over some of the incentives. So very similar to what we offer in Central Park, Windsor. So you get premium finishes, hardwood engineering floor, granite countertop, premium kitchen cabinets, freestanding tub, air conditioning included. And you also get your basement 3-piece rough-in and additional $10,000 deco upgrades for your home that you can apply to different parts of your home. Lastly, I'll just mention a little bit about our newest project, which is Bellline Townhomes. So these are townhomes in Leamington. From this townhome to the Queens Valley estate, it's roughly about 10%. And if you're looking for, great family-sized townhomes, you want to live by a golf course, you want to live by a waterfront, this is really the community for you. So the location of the townhome it's beautiful. For those that kind of knows Leamington, you probably know the kind of the most luxurious community in Leamington is called Golfwood Lake Estate, which is which is right here. So Babylon Town is just a little bit north of Golfwood Lake Estate. And then once the phase 2 of the townhomes are completed, it will be connected to Golfwood Lake Estate, which is right here. And then you're literally next to Erie Shore Golf Course, which is expand right into this region here. You're super close to Waterfront Marina. So Leamington, they usually host a lot of summer festivals and concerts along Seacliff Beach and along the marina area. So you're kind of in really the heart of it's all in Leamington next to the marina. You're also about 10 minutes away from the commercial streets called Erie Street. So all of you notice all the dots. Here's all of your shops, your big box store like Canadian Tire, Walmart, Freshco, Superstore, Loblaw. They're all along this street. You would also see like a lot of great restaurants are all like kind of along this area. So it's like super convenient. You're just probably about like 5-10 minutes drive away. And then if you would go a little bit south from this community, you can get to Point Pelee National Park. So this is a award-winning national park. A lot of people from the States, from all over the world, they would travel to come to this park, and you were just like probably like 15-20 minutes drive. The park has really great trails, have a really great kind of a sandy beaches. And they're also, if you're into like stargazing, they have like stargazing nights. It's a gorgeous park that you can get out there and enjoy it just 20 minutes away from your home. I have a video, but I like due to time constraint, I'm not going to share that, but I'll send a link out so you guys can, if you want to learn about the amenities of this area, you can watch the video. As some of the special features, so these are all like free home 30 feet townhomes. So there's no common element, there's no maintenance fee, and these are 30 feet, which feels very much like a detached home. We have two-story design and bungalow design. The two-story will have 3 bedroom. The bungalow design will be more of a two-bedroom layout and 2.5 bath. You have full size front and backyard, and then you have private foyer, and you're not sharing your driveway, which I'll show you in the rendering shortly. You get contemporary interior finishes, and it's priced from the low 700s. So the closing dates will be end of this year, so winter of 2025 to summer of 2026. So we have a range of closing dates options. And being at this low 700 price point, it's very kind of friendly to first-time home buyers or even investors looking to purchase and hold great assets while you rent them out. Often I get questions about how much you can rent these townhomes for. So I've seen there are semis and there's other towns across Alma's already been built, and they're renting around like 3,000 to 3,500. So, just on the safe side, you can at least rent 3,000. So, which is a pretty good price point for new homes. So I just want to quickly share a little bit about these designs. So that's why I'm saying, these home feels very much like a detached homes. You're not sharing any foyer, so all of like you will have this full double door entrance for yourself to go in there, and then you have that full privacy of your driveway. So we kind of have them kind of like separated from each other. That feels very much like a detached homes. And then on the inside, I'll quickly show you the floor plan. It's a very open concept to come in. You have like big space, big kitchen island. You also get a pantry, which we can put a lot of your small appliances away in there, which I love. And you have a nice kind of a dining living area on the main floor. Second floor is fairly spacious. You get 3 bedroom. Your primary will be facing your backyard, so lots of privacy. You have a nice scene that you get to enjoy. And all of our design, we have his and her sinks and kind of a glass shower design. So kind of have that very contemporary modern look. And also second floor laundry, which is very convenient. You don't have to lug your laundry all the way downstairs, which I love second floor laundry design. So, and you would notice that the floor plans, we have a range between just over 1,500 square feet to slightly under 1,700 square feet. So lots of, if you're looking, for some flexibility, there's some lots of option in terms of the sizes and the kind of the homes that you choose, but they're fairly similar. The interior units are low 700. The exterior units are kind of closer to mid 700 because you do get a little bit of that extra side yard space there. Um, again, our special incentives, very similar to what we offer across the board. So you get like our nice premium finishes for your cabinets, you get a granite countertop, glass shower, air conditioning, and you also get Weissman 3-piece rough-in. I do want to mention quickly about our webinar special. I just want to thank you all for coming and attending our special. And as a token of appreciation, we're offering this as a special additional incentive on top of what we're already offering. So you will get a smart home package, which includes your Ecobee or a Nest thermostat, or a smart lock, and like a video camera smart doorbell at value at about 1,100. You will also get a 5-piece Samsung appliances, which is about a 5,500 in value. So, and these are nice appliances. These are French door Samsung appliances. We have quite a lot of clients in our Central Park community use it, and we got really great feedback. And you also get a $3,000 closing credit, which is a total of $9,585 in value. So I'd like to offer that to you guys for attending the webinar or registering for the webinar today. And this offer will be valid until March 31st. As long as we get the agreement signed for you by March 31st, you can qualify for this webinar special offer on top of what we offer in our incentive package. So that is a wrap for my presentation. I really appreciate all for attending. We did went over a little bit, but I do want to open up the floor for if anybody has any additional questions. Okay. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Okay, thank you, AO. Thank you, Simon. I really appreciate you guys attending there. So Yeah, and feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is on the slide there, and I can able to share in terms of more details of the price list and the details that you asked about in the questions. And I see Simon turn on his video. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Not
Do you have any questions?
no, no, no.
You're good?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. Well, that is great. Again, I want to thank you all for attending the presentation, the webinar today. The weather is gorgeous. I hope you get a chance to get out there and enjoy the weather. Let me know if you'd like to, learn more about our project or even like book a viewing or just, let's say when you're looking at pre-construction, you're like, hey, Dana, I have a question, what are the interest rate? I just want to reach out, bounce some idea to help me out with figure out this mortgage. Feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you out, whether it's our project or if you're just assessing about a different pre-construction project, reach out to me. I'm available as a resource to everybody. Well, thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a lovely afternoon. Take care.